man, there's nothing I love more than good dick, and it really, really gets me excited when I start thinking about, curling up at night with some dick, just lying under the blanket with as much dick as I can get my hands on, is exactly how I want to spend my evening. Do any of you guys feel that same way?
Say what?
Dick.
I assume you're talking about Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, what do you think I was talking about?
I
Dick?
thought he was a homo.
Oh, go ahead, say that.
I thought he was a homo.
Philip K. Dick was not a homo.
No.
But I was wondering about you. No, I didn't know that this was based on a Philip K. Dick novel, and
Loosely, as are
well,
most of the films based on Dick novels.
And in case you don't know who Philip K. Dick is, I'm sure you've seen one of his movies without really knowing who he is. If you saw Total Recall, or if you saw Blade Runner,
basically
Scanner
any movie that's full of paranoia, where the guy might actually be the one that he's actually looking for, it's a Philip K. Dick.
Or where reality isn't really what it seems.
Yeah, all that. Yeah.
So
Scanner Darkly. Yeah.
So Next is based on really good dick, but just once it goes through the film process, ends up limp dick.
For some reason, I like that joke better, but no, you know something, I didn't. Now, who hated it here?
That would be me.
Okay, you're the one that hated it. I mean, I'm here. I don't know what you guys thought.
I personally really enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was real silly. I agree with, Leon and I talked about it, and we both agreed, yeah, it's silly, but I don't think it's any sillier than any other superhero movie. And I thought it was fun. I went with it, and I had a good time. In fact, the whole premise, here we got a character who can see. He's not like, a god. He can't see forever into the future, see everything, but he can see everything that happens like 2 minutes into the future, which hadn't occurred to me that, wow, there's a possibility of some pretty cool fight scenes. And sure enough, they do use that. Here's a guy who actually does make that transition with this ability that sounds kind of useless into something that's kind of cool to watch.
Yeah, it's funny you should say that because, I mean, he is a superhero.
Oh, yeah.
Movie.
But it's too bad that Nicolas Cage couldn't look at the script and see into the future. That's all I'm saying.
Damn it! I'm trying to get it.
Let me say that. God damn it!
He just stole my joke.
I'm sorry. I looked into the future and saw that, and it was a big laugh.
Yeah,
Thank you, Martin.
Went to the future and you got jacked.
Yeah, no kidding. Boy, I'll say he was a superhero. But the thing is, okay, just because you can see into the future, that doesn't mean you can fight. I mean, okay, yeah, you know how to avoid a punch, but he's beating up army guys that ain't no way he should be able to beat them up. And, okay, say he looked into the future enough to know, like, I better study Kung Fu. Man, he's throwing billy clubs like he's Daredevil. I mean, just because I see a lamp across the room and I know it's going to be there, don't mean I can hit it with pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah, all of a sudden, it's like, okay, he can go from seeing the future to knowing Kung Fu. And it's like, come on, man, you start out as an average, like, loser magician. All of a sudden, you pull my karate out your ass. I mean, come on.
I don't agree with you completely. I mean, I see what point you're saying, although it seems kind of nitpicky to me to a film whose premise is silly to begin with. But the point is this guy is a guy. Like, he's not like he just has these dreams all of a sudden in the future. He literally sees every possibility of every little tiny thing he could do and what would happen. They even show you visually, like, hundreds of Nicolas Cages splitting off and doing every possible thing. So, yeah, he does see every moment, everything that could happen. So, yeah, that dude could beat your ass.
Well, I'd see that, and the problem with that is like with all these Nicolas Cages walking around, you think he could have stopped from making 4 bad movies in a row. I mean, The Wicker Man and The Weatherman and Ghost Rider and now this.
Well, yeah, I mean, and the thing is with this movie, it's just silly. I mean, it's the dialogue is really bad in some parts. Some of the action scenes in this, while some of them are cool, others are silly. Like you were saying, some of the fight scenes, and they have some characters in there. The villains in this
are French. What the hell?
No, not French. They're French. They're German. They're East European. There's an Asian guy.
Wait a minute. You got to calm down and let people finish. Because last time I was trying to edit, you were the main one. Go ahead.
I mean, they're not just French. They're East European. They're German. There's an Asian guy in there. I mean, it's like this is like the road company from the from the traveling show of Die Hard the musical.
The United Villains of Benetton.
Yeah, I mean, they go so 80s. They even like using a nuclear weapon. Nobody uses that anymore. What the hell?
Damn it! You stole my joke, bastard!
No wonder you. Hey, revenge is a motherfucker, man.
Apparently. No, I mean, now it's too late to mention, that these were Eurotrash Bond villains. It's all wasted now.
Guess what they are? Yeah, anybody who had a bad accent was a villain in this movie.
Oh, you know what it was? Actually, it must have been the henchmen from all the Bond villains that got together and said, like, hey, we can do this ourselves.
Yeah.
But then they get this really insanely stupid idea, which is why I really hate this movie. When you start looking at this movie, it's like, wait, their big plan involved kidnapping the girlfriend of the guy who could see in the future for what end? Because in the future, he stops you. That's the whole reason to kidnap the girlfriend of the guy who sees in the future.
Yeah, no, that was silly. And he can see in the future, but when he's with his girlfriend and she's about to drug him, he can't see that shit. I mean, all of a sudden he just stops for this one moment. And what's her name?
Jessica Biel.
No, not Jessica Biel. But,
Julianne Moore.
Julianne Moore.
It's like a bitch.
Well, she's a bitch, but they keep having these scenes where they cut back and Julianne Moore is walking around with her, like you say, her pet Negro, and they're just walking. They're just walking and talking. They don't really do anything. Did you get that? Yeah, I got it. Get that. Did you do this thing? Yeah, I did it. And it's just like, damn, this is really cliche. This is like Dragnet, that part right there.
This is his like ethnic villains in L.A. with a nuclear weapon, and there's no Jack Bauer. Come on, I'm supposed to believe this?
Yeah.
No. The real implausibility is that the 48-year-old Nicolas Cage would have any shot with the 28-year-old Jessica Biel.
Which is why he should have known she was drugging him.
Actually, he is married to like a 21-year-old right now, 22-year-old. So.
Well, yeah.
FYI.
Yeah, 22-year-old Korean waitress versus 28-year-old Jessica Biel. Which one ends up marrying Nicolas Cage?
Michael Douglas, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
The one that needs a green card.
It's funny, too, because that's the first thing we said is, like, Nicolas Cage is he near 50 now?
Nicolas Cage is actually only like 41 or 42.
Okay, he looks 50, but
he is a little ragged around the edges, to be sure.
Yeah,
and
then
he needs a hairstylist badly.
Oh, that's what he was saying. He's like that.
Dude,
He needs hair badly.
That's my.
Wait a minute, say that.
He needs hair badly. That comb over was awful.
At least Bruce Willis had the dignity to shave his head.
Comb over it, dude. Nicolas Cage wears a toupee. That's my favorite thing about Nicolas Cage movies these days, is just watching which toupee he's going to wear. And this one had to be the craziest one of all. It's like it was running down the back of his neck trying to get away.
Yeah. I'm looking for the day they make a movie where Nicolas Cage fights his toupee. His toupee crawls off his head and starts killing people, and Nicolas Cage has to stop him.
Nicolas Cage in Hell Toupee.
Oh. No, and it's going to have a walk-on by William Shatner. And Donald Trump standing there going, I think I've got your answer here, Nick.
Yeah, they'll be like Obi-Wan and Yoda.
Rosie O'Donnell was the villain.
I've come to you from the future.
Now, I don't know how y'all felt about the ending of this movie, but I was kind of upset by it. I mean, it pulls the rug out from under you, and I know, like, on some level, it's like, hey, that's kind of cool, but it did a big thing that I did not like, which is it didn't resolve who the big villain was.
Well, I'll say this, that this movie was so ridiculous that when they pulled this little gimmick that they pulled in the movie, that's the only way it could save the movie for me. I was like, yeah, they better do this, because what I just saw was goddamn ridiculous.
Now, see, the thing is, I did like a few moments of this movie. There's the fight scenes that you guys were talking about were really good. But when they weren't doing the fight scenes and they had the big budget special effect explosion sequences that were all really badly done CG, I was just kind of like, wow, this is kind of the whole point of the movie, and this all looks like ass.
Yeah, there's a scene where Nicolas Cage is running from CG barrels and wheels. It's like Donkey Kong's at the top of the hill.
And the CG train and the CG logs.
Oh, yeah, it looked there was some PlayStation shit going on.
It totally was PlayStation.
Didn't it? I mean,
it looked bad.
That train looked fake. I'm sorry.
It reminded me of those old banana splits with the Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer.
Yeah, it was all superimposed, all crazy and everything. But I tell you what, Jessica Biel was fine, but there was one scene in this movie where she came out wearing a towel, and you're like, damn. And she's looking at us like, what? I'm like, bitch, you know what?
That girl was a hussy. Let me tell you what. She's playing it off all innocent. She's like, "Oh, do you mind going and sleeping in your car, Nicholas? Because I'm all innocent and virginal." And he comes back in for breakfast, and she's all hanging out of the towel.
Yeah.
What? I don't understand. Why are you looking at me?
Well, yeah, she sends him out to. He's like, "Oh well, there's only one bed." He's like, "Oh, I'll sleep in the car." And then she's like, "What? Oh, oh,
Yeah,
damn."
they're acting stupid. Overall, I mean, this is not a good movie, and it actually started out cool. I mean, there's one fight scene in this movie where it could actually be a short film, and it would actually be good. But everything else is like I said, just silly. And a lot of people are either going to hate what they pull at the end, or they're going to be like me and be like, "Oh, well, that's fine."
I agree. I think the movie's silly and a lot of stuff in it is bad, and yet there's some fun and cool parts, and I don't know, it just kind of washes somewhere up in the middle for me. Like, if somebody really wanted to see it, I wouldn't discourage them from it.
Yeah. Oh, let me just say, it all adds up to just a mediocre film.
See, I don't agree with you. I think Taken is sort of a fun, silly little superhero film, which is what this is. It is a small budget superhero film. It is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with the basic idea of it, the premise, the way the character, does his superhero-ish type thing. If I had a problem, it was that some of the dialogue was kind of lame, to say the least, and Nicolas Cage at points kind of you're just being too Nicolas Cagey, if you will. It's like, can you please drink yourself to death already? You're in Vegas. Let's go ahead and that other better movie. But
you know what? You're right. If you do look at this as sort of just a comic book action superhero movie, you can let some of that ridiculous stuff slide.
I agree.
If we consider this a comic book movie, I'd actually put this behind Ghost Rider. This is like rental to some old bullshit.
Okay. All right.
Well, there you go. Nicolas Cage must have a clause in his contract that my movie has to be in or near Vegas, and Elvis has to play a part in here somewhere.
And I have to take my black T-shirt off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Got to show the chest. All these guys, once they hit 40, they like, I got to show everybody that I'm still in shape. I'm still in the game.
Well, that'll be us.
Wait, that will be us?
Well, they don't know how old are you.